Scouts 122 X-ray, turn right at Alpha 6, contact now. Scouts 4473, Salt Lake Tower, wind 320 at 8, traffic cooling in position, runway 34 left, clear to land. Southwest 376, Arnav to Sappy, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Tower 7393, roger, maintain 250 knots, airport north 29 miles, report to site. Maintain 250, airport to site, Tower 7393. Tower 7393, clear visual approach, runway 34 right.
Southwest 376, contact departure. First departure, South 376. Scouts 4473, right at Alpha 7, join Bravo, then contact ground. Delta 1457, Salt Lake Tower, runway 34 left, line up and wait traffic to regional jet turning a 4-mile final. Delta 1457, wind 320 at 8, RNAV to Shoals, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff. Frontier 584, contact tower 119.05. Scouts 4647, Salt Lake Tower, caution wake turbulence, departing point 757, wind 340 at 7, runway 34 left, clear to land.
4825, contact, departure.
To departure, Scouts 4825.
Hi, my name is Kyle Sanders. I'm an S3 mentor with Salt Lake Artec, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your VRC program for observing the Salt Lake Artec airspace. I'm going to suggest that you look in the bottom right hand corner of this video, enlarge it to full screen, also increase the resolution to the highest rate possible, whether that be 1080, 720, whatever it is, the highest one possible. That way you can see a very good clear picture of what's going on. Feel free to stop, rewind, and rewatch any part of this program. I'm going to hopefully go fast so I don't take up too much of your time. This video is being filmed on 24 July 2013. By the time you watch this, there may be a few updates to either the VRC program, the way we keep certain files, the name of certain files, and possibly even our home website in general. So be sure to read the video description for any updates that have happened since the filming of this video. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is go to Google and Google VRC VATSIM. The very first link that it brings you to is what we're looking for. Navigate to that site, go to the download section, and the very first link you want is the VRC setup. As of right now, it's version 1.2.4. Go ahead and download that. Save the file. You can save to your desktop, that would be fine. Once it's done downloading, navigate to your desktop or wherever you save the file and double click on the exe file. Select Run, select Agree, download the multiplayer aircraft data and the VRC sound set. Click Next. It automatically takes you to C drive program files /VRC. It's going to create a VRC folder within your program files folder. And now click Install. It should only take a few seconds to install the program. Once done, click Close. You should have a VRC shortcut down there. Now let me show you what it did. Go to your Start button, click Computer, C drive, Program Files, navigate down and click on VRC. In this file, you have it uninstall the main exe executable file for VRC and the EULA and the agreement. At any time you want to uninstall VRC, you can double click the uninstall executable file and it will take away the contents within this folder and along with the shortcut and all that good stuff. Also, in your Documents folder, it has now created a VRC file in there. This VRC file holds a lot of different information in which most of it you don't need to know about. At this time, go ahead and make a new folder called ZLC. Within ZLC, make 4 more folders, one being alias, sector file, and POF, along with a reference folder. We'll get to these folders later on, but at this time you can go ahead and close this window. Let's start up VRC for the first time by clicking on the shortcut made on the desktop. It should say that your ANY file has been updated to the latest format. Click OK, and you're brought to the initial startup window. Click on Default, OK. You're going to have a miniaturized window called Controllers and Chat. Go ahead and exit out of that window. Enlarge the main window. Go to File, go to Save Session Profile As, and type ZLC_OBS. That stands for Salt Lake Artec Observer. Click OK. We are now working in the ZLC Observer profile. We'll get to what profiles are later on. After saving your profile, go back to your web browser and go to the ZLC Artec website. Sign into the website, go to Controllers, Training, and Training Documents. Go ahead and open the primary and secondary frequencies and just leave this document open for now. Make a new tab, navigate back to the ZLC Artec website, go to the Download section, Sector Files, and download the sector file. Click Save File. Navigate to your Documents folder, VRC, ZLC, Sector File, and then click Save. Once the download is finished, navigate back to the Download section, go to POF File, and download the POF file. Click Save File. Navigate to the ZLC folder just as we did before, but this time instead of Sector File, we're going to go into the POF folder and save that POF. Go back once more to the Download section once finished. Click on Alias Files and download the alias file in the ZLC folder and the alias subfolder. At this time, if you want, you can go ahead and download the reference sheets, miscellaneous, and any other reference material that is in the download section. Once you're done with that, go ahead and close that tab. Minimize the browser. Go to your Start menu and navigate back to your Documents, VRC folder, ZLC folder, alias file, the alias file from the zip. Right-click on the alias file and unzip this file. If you do not have an unzip program, I suggest the program 7-zip. Once you have that file unzipped into the folder, right-click on that zip file and go ahead and delete it. Within the ZLC alias folder, you should have a ZLC alias text file. At this time, go back to the ZLC folder and navigate to the sector file. Do the same thing with the sector file, unzip it, and you can once again delete the zip file. At the time of filming this, the POF file is a standalone file and is not zipped. If it happens to be a zip file, go ahead and unzip it at that time and delete the zip file. Any other material that you downloaded from the download section, I would suggest placing in the reference folder of the ZLC folder. You can go ahead and close this window now. Navigate back to the VRC program, click on File, Open Sector, navigate to your Documents, VRC, ZLC folder, Sector file, go into the Sector file folder. At that time, click on the ZLC Center Sector file, and then you may click Open. Once the sector file is done loading, it's going to draw a few graphics and center you directly above the Salt Lake International Airport. At this time, you can zoom in and you can see these weird symbols. For example, it looks like somewhat of a Greek A, then Delta Tango Alpha. That is a wrong font. What we can do to fix this is navigate to Google and Google search VRC Metacraft font. Click Enter. The very first topic is what we want. Scroll a bit down until you see a post by Ross. Ross is the developer of VRC. Right here, and on December 6, 2009 he posted this. Just click on this link right here. You're going to get a save file option. You can go ahead and save this file to your desktop. Once the download is complete, navigate to your Start menu and Control Panel. Click Appearance and Personalization, and then under the Fonts section, click Install or Remove a Font. Once the window opens, go up to File, Install New Font, and at that time you want to navigate to your C drive, Users. Select the username, mine is just labeled computer. Within this window, there will be already highlighted a TFF file and an option to install. Click Install, and it should only take about a second. Close that window, and you can also close the Appearance Control Panel windows. After this is done, you can go ahead and close the tab with the Metacraft download. Navigate back to your VRC, go to File and Exit, and then restart the program. Once you restart the program, it's going to look a little bit like this. Instead of that A there, you're going to have a little square. This is the correct font that you should have. At this time, you can go to File and then Save Session Profile. Alright, once you're done saving, go up to Settings, Radar Mode, and select Tower. Go back to Settings, make sure the color profile is set to default, and the filters can be active, but go under Configure and make sure both are set to 0 right now. Click OK. Settings, General. In the Miscellaneous tab, click on the Alias File Select button. Navigate to your Documents, VRC folder, ZLC file, and alias folder. Click on the alias text file and click Open. Now go down to the POF file select button. Go back to the ZLC folder, POF folder, and select the POF file. At this time, hit Apply. For the clickable options to the right, you're going to want to check Use Precision Cursor. What that's going to do is get rid of that weird looking question mark in place of your mouse. You want to deselect Play/Show Request List Reminder. That is a very annoying beep that happens every 30 seconds when you have an aircraft waiting in queue, in which we'll go over again later. You can go ahead and leave checked the rest of the options. Hit Apply once more. Navigate to the Hotkeys section. Highlight the Aircraft Select key Num+, and then just tap your equal sign. Hit Apply. Navigate to the Airspace tab. You can select your range to be up to 300 as an observer, but 150 is okay for now. In the arrival and departure fields, type KSLC, KBOI. What this is going to do is show you the departures and arrivals in certain windows for the Salt Lake International Airport and Boise Air Terminal, which are our two primary fields at the Salt Lake RTEC. Later on you can add more if you want, but for this tutorial just go ahead and leave these two. Leave the transition altitude at 18,000 feet and the radar floor at 0. Hit apply. Go to the flight strip tab, click auto add arrival strips and auto add departure strips. Hit apply. Navigate to the button bar tab and make sure all options are selected. After this you can hit OK. Navigate back to the settings menu, go to the ATIS maker, in the top left hand corner put KSLC, and the controller template, highlight everything from information to the end, delete it, and say welcome to ZLC. At this time go down to the voice ATIS template, navigate to the winds that does not have a percentage before and after the word, and delete the S. Go a little bit further down and delete where it says sky conditions. What we're doing right now is getting rid of improper phraseology for the ATIS maker, in which your mentor will go over with you later on. At this time you can hit close window in the bottom right, navigate back to the settings menu, click on sounds, select conflict alert, and then deactivate sound active and uncheck the sound active box. What we did there is just got rid of a very annoying sound when aircraft gets very close together. It's called a conflict alert, in which the two aircraft that are coming in close proximity will highlight in red blinking, and you also get a warning in the top left hand corner of your screen. There's no reason to have a very loud annoying sound going off in your ears while you're trying to control the two aircraft. At this time go to the view menu, pause this video, and then make your view menu look like mine. Once you're done with that, navigate down to the diagrams menu. You're going to want to highlight the KSLC I-15 and I-80, SLC taxiways, and hold spots. Navigate a little bit further down and select Airport Geo. A little bit further down, SLC Class B. Over on the stars side, you're going to want to select the SLC Tracon New. And that is all that you need for this setup. I forgot one thing, go back to view and deselect geography. Unless you want the state lines to be presented, I find it to be an annoyance. In your tools tab, select controller list. You can grab any of these windows and move them around by clicking and holding the top of the menu bar. You can double click in the menu bar to collapse them and move that anywhere you want. After that you're going to want the aircraft list and then incoming chat log. Okay, since we've done so much already and we want to save this work, go to File and Save Session Profile. Though I'm setting you up for the Observer profile, I'm going to set you up primarily for the Salt Lake International Airport. Therefore, at this time, navigate back to the PDF that we opened up from the ZLC RTEC, and we can see here all the frequencies that are to be used with the Salt Lake International Airport. I'm going to teach you how to do the first one. Salt Lake delivery. The call sign will be SLC_DEL on frequency 127.30. The extra 0 is added. Alright, so let's go back down to VRC. In the top left hand corner, click into the box where it says Set Prime Freq. In the very first slot, under Name, select the dashed lines. Down here in the position name, type SLC_DEL. And the frequency, type 127.300. And the Vox server, use voice.zlcrtec.com, and the Vox channel, allow it to resemble the position name. At this time you can hit Save Changes. Now the ZLC primary and secondary frequencies PDF lists the primary frequencies in which we're supposed to use, but what I like to do is be ready for both normal traffic and event level traffic, and where at times we split the ground into two different grounds and tower into two different towers. So I like to have those frequencies ready at any time. What we're going to do now is navigate to the ZLC folder, go to the POF file, and open that POF file into a text file. If you navigate down just a bit and go to Salt Lake Tracon, right below the Salt Lake Tracon section you'll find Tower through Delivery. Let me describe this just a bit. The first section before the colon will be the position name, what the position name is to VRC, and then the frequency to be used. The first two, Salt Lake Tower and Salt Lake West Tower, are exactly the same. That's because Salt Lake Tower is to be used when not within an event level situation. So right now what we're going to do is use SLC West Tower as our primary frequency for tower. Another thing to note is no matter whether we are in an event or not, there's always going to be only one delivery. So what we're going to do is focus on the grounds. we can see that there's two grounds, east ground and west ground. East ground, the 121.9er, is to be used as the primary. So what we're going to do is put that first right below delivery in our comms panel. We see that position name is SLC underscore E underscore GND, frequency 121.9er. So click on the new position. Position name will be SLC underscore E underscore GND. Now what I like to do is, because this is going to be our primary, a couple of asterisks right before the position name. And the frequency 121.900, and the Vox server and Vox channel is going to be the same as before, except that you're not going to put the asterisk in the Vox channel. Click Save Changes. I forgot that VRC doesn't allow asterisk, so what I did is put a couple of dashes before and after the position name. Click Save Changes. Click on the next box down, and the next one is going to be SLC underscore W ground underscore ground. And we can look at the frequency, and it's going to be 133.650. Then click Save Changes. As you can see, we did not put the dashes on this one due to the fact that when we're working regular traffic, we will not use that frequency. The next position name is going to be for our towers. Let's go back to the POF file. I know that ZLC West Tower is to be used as our primary on frequency 118.3. So let's fill that one out. Position name is SLC West Tower 118.300. Let's not forget our dashes at the beginning, the Vox server, and then fill the rest of it out just as you did before. When you're done, your communications panel should look like this. You can go ahead and close this window at this time. Let's go back up to File and then save the session profile. Then go to Settings and Audio Devices. At this time, you can go ahead and select your microphone if you use any. I personally use a microphone, not the built-in microphone on my laptop. So it's plugged into my third USB port, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. I personally use Wave because I've had better luck with it. Feel free to use direct sound if you are having problems with your audio. On your headset, if you do own a headset, go ahead and select that same audio device as your headset output. On your speaker output, you do want this to be your primary speakers for your computer, whether that be the built-in or external speakers. I would not suggest touching any of the volume or enabling VHF simulation for your headset or speaker devices. Click Apply and OK. At this time, I would suggest going back to Settings and Calibrate Mic. At the end of your calibration, if it says that your volume is too low or too high, navigate back to your computer's control panel and audio devices and make sure that your correct audio device is selected and calibrated through the computer first. If it has not been, I would suggest going ahead and doing that, saving VRC, then restarting VRC, going back to Settings and Audio Devices, then recalibrating it. Okay, so now that we're calibrated, go to File and Connect. Your call sign is going to be ZLC underscore, your initials, mine is Kyle Sanders, so it's KS, underscore OBS. Your real name, your facility and rating is going to be Observer, your certificate ID is your VATSIM ID, then your VATSIM password. Select the server that's nearest to you. How you can find this out is navigating to a source similar to vattastic.com. Once the page is loaded, navigate to the Servers tab. The top half of the section lists the identifier for the server, C2, CC, CE, Oceania, and then over in the Location tabs tells you exactly where that server is. It's best to get a server that is closest to you. I personally live on the east coast of USA, so the New Jersey, USA server with the identifier of USA-E is mine. So I'm going to go back to VRC, click the server drop down, and select USA-E. I'm now going to hit Connect. If all went well, you should get this standard message at the bottom. There may be aircraft in the area in which you would be able to see, select, and play around with their flight data block. You are not allowed to control these pilots. You're not allowed to talk to them on frequency or anything until told to by a mentor or instructor. Go ahead and disconnect from the network. It gives you the warning. Go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and save the profile by going to File, Save Session Profile. At this time, bring back up your communications box by clicking on Set Primary Freq Box. And let me go over what some of these boxes mean. Over to the left, you see Prime. Say for instance we wanted to use the Salt Lake delivery frequency for controlling. All we would have to do is select Prime. What that automatically does is select the TX and RX options. All we have to do is select the headset or speaker options. TX means you're going to be transmitting on that frequency. RX means you're going to be receiving the information from that frequency. That means both text and voice. If you remember earlier, we selected different devices for headset and speaker. This means that the audio from this channel is going to come to your headset. As you can see, it's not letting me click it because I'm not connected to the network. I first have to be connected to the network. If I selected the speaker option, all the audio from this frequency would go through what I have as speaker. I'm going to go ahead and unprime now and uncheck the RX and TX options. So let's say that I am Salt Lake Tower, and let's imagine that I've selected the headset option here. So I'm controlling Salt Lake Tower, and I wanted to monitor the person who is on ground below me. What I would do is select the RX for ground and then speaker for him. That way I can listen to my audio in my headset, and he would not be overpowering the people who are trying to contact me on my frequency, because I've got it set to my computer's internal or external speakers, in which I can turn down very easily. We'll go more into how to properly monitor someone later on, but generally speaking, their Vox server and Vox channel that they're using must be plugged into your settings here for you to be able to properly monitor them. And the controller and chat list, if anyone was online, most people would go on and right click on that controller and select monitor. For one, this doesn't work all the time, maybe about 30% of the time, and you will never be able to see the text messages going through on that frequency, which is very important for text pilots. So that is not the preferred method of monitoring another controller. And that's all I have for you today. So now that you're set up for the observer, you can go and feel free to observe any controller that's controlling at that time. Please be mindful of that controller and ask whether or not he's busy or not before trying to talk to him. Good luck with the rest of your training, and I can't wait to see you on the scopes.